Yeah, so let's get to like the fun part of the show. I mean, 2 hours in.
Yeah, right.
Let's get to the most overrated fan bases. So I came up with a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I got 3. I'll touch on. I'll chime in every once in a while.
Okay, so they're in no order. Number 1 is Michigan football. University of Michigan football. Sorry, Naj, but they carry themselves like they're a blue blood program. But you won your championships in leather helmets. Let's be honest. They won their championships in leather helmets. And their last championship was what, late 90s?
Hey. All I hear about is Bo Schembechler when we talk about Michigan, and he stopped coaching before I was born.
97 was their last championship. Sorry, I don't care about Bo Schembechler. Claimed national titles from 1948 to 1997.
Mm-hmm.
50 years in between. You're not cream of the crop. You're not Ohio State. Be Michigan. Hang your hat on being a better school with a better education. So stop putting all this pressure on Harbaugh to not win these damn championships. Hey, you're a 9-win program. He has you at 9 wins. Accept it. All right.
Yeah.
To keep in college football.
Okay.
Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
I mean, yeah, the most pretentious program in college football, right?
Absolutely. And yes, they're competitive. Yes, they get to the playoffs. They got there this past year. They got there in 2018. But their last national title was in 1988. We won a lot.
I don't like, and I know you don't like this either. It's like the Cowboys effect, where they always get a primetime TV slot every week. They're NBC? They're always on NBC. Even no matter how terrible they are, they could be 0-7. They're going to be on NBC
because they got the contract with them, and they have a national fan base because it's a great school. So,
well, also I think that people who are either Irish or Irish Catholic or just Catholic identify with them for some reason because of their mascot, which is a ridiculous reason to identify with someone. But I mean, whatever.
All right, so my next college football team.
Okay.
Texas Longhorns.
Okay. I mean, ever since Vince Young left, I agree with you.
And they competed well with Colt McCoy. But again, they went from 1970 to 2005 without winning a national championship. And now it's 2021. Guess what? You're not Oklahoma. You're a really good program. You're just like Michigan. You're an 8-9 win program that offers a great education. And from everything I've heard, Austin, Texas is a great city. Shout out to Dirty Six. And just be that. And I'm not saying you should not strive to want more, but you should not walk around like you're some elite program. You should not just be cycling through coaches when they're having you at where you should be. Like their boosters invest the most into that program, but you're not the NFL pipeline that Alabama is. You're not Clemson. You're not them.
I think, and you know this, and it's funny you shout out Austin, Texas, because I have heard that's a great place to go. But I mean, the stakes are higher because it's Texas. The stakes are higher because your mascot's the Longhorns, and that's the most Texas thing I can ever think of. I think it's like that whole expectation that Texas does football bigger. Texas football is life, but it's like, I mean, wins are football, not your expectations.
Exactly. So no more college football teams. On to college basketball. Syracuse.
Okay. That's a pretty good one. I mean, what their last title was what? Melo?
Yeah, that's Boeheim's only title.
Okay.
Like I know Boeheim gets to coach alongside Coach K for the Olympics and stuff, but you're not Duke. You're not UNC. You're not Kentucky.
How about the hilarity of a guy who made his bread and butter on a defense that's so solvable that NBA teams don't run it because it's so easy to break. I just think it's hilarious that, like, I mean, he literally sends guys to the NBA and it's like, oh yeah, he doesn't even know how to play defense because he played some gimmick in college. I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah, they play a extended 2-3 zone. Hey, put somebody in the middle, have somebody run baseline. Your zone shredded. Or who's
their best? Who's their best? Did Myers Leonard go there, or is it? It's either him or like Michael Carter Williams, other than after Melo.
Yeah, I don't even care to look up who went to Syracuse. No, man, chopped cheese, baby. Deion Waiters Island.
Oh God, Philly cheese. Sorry,
champ cheese, baby. Okay, so also in college basketball, Michigan State.
Ooh, okay.
Y'all are the darlings of the Final Four, but you only got one ring. That was 2000.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. That's
exactly. Sorry. Love you, Tom Izzo. I think you're a great coach. Your relationship with Nick Saban and your love for football is really dope. But hey, Michigan State fans, y'all are not blue blood. Stop acting like it. And again,
no, it's funny though, because at least they do have a likable. Everyone does seem to like Tom Izzo.
Yes.
Like, that dude does seem to be likable at least.
So my last college basketball team, I'm actually taking. This was yours. It's the damn Hoosiers.
Nice.
You had the Bob Knight era.
Yeah.
And now you get an occasional Victor Oladipo, man. Yeah, I know we can talk about the tradition and history of college basketball and the fucking checkered or the pinstripe pants or whatever, the little peppermint pants that they wear. Like, I got it, but no, Indiana, you're not Duke, you're not UNC, hell, you're not Kansas, you're just not. You had your run, you had your Bobby Knight era, and it's over. And again, This is not an actual attack on the teams themselves. It's more so the fan bases who walk around nationally because because they're national fan bases, and they just act like they're hot shit. It's like, bro, what have you done for me lately? And speaking of which, the one NBA team, the Boston Celtics.
Easily a hateable fan base. Absolutely. We could start with their I think it's more out in the open now, but we could start with the fact that they've been identified as the most racist fan base. Is that fair?
Like, it's crazy. Bill Russell didn't go back to have his jersey retired. Like, how does your most decorated player not want to come back to your city? That's just how bad it is there. So, not to mention that Boston fans are extremely obnoxious, and they got the Pats, and then they got the Bruins, and they got the Red Sox, who have been extremely successful during my lifetime. The one team that they try to hang their hat on haven't. They put together the team in 2008 that was a heist. I mean, let's be honest now. We got one of your best players of all time trading you Kevin Garnett, someone who's going to get his jersey retired there for nothing. Like, let's be real.
And can we also be honest in the fact that they won one title in 2008, and we talk about that title so much because of all those, whether it's Perkins or Rondo or KG or Ray Allen, so many of those guys or Paul Pierce are in the spotlight so much that we talk about that 2008 title like they won a three-peat. I feel like that title multiplies. And
they carry themselves like they won a three-peat, like the way they can talk down to LeBron or how they can talk like eye to Kobe. It's like, well, y'all didn't beat Kobe once, but Kobe won 2 on y'all's clock. Y'all didn't get You went in 08, you didn't make it in 09, you didn't go in 10, you didn't go in 11, you didn't go in 12. Y'all tried to like put this team together again in Brooklyn. It didn't work. And then hold on. We hired Brad Stevens, the boy wonder, the best coach in the league. No, bro, you're Harbaugh. You're a good coach. Great out of bounds plays, but guess what? You're not a champion. And I don't care what anybody says. You can be a hell of a coach, but if you have not crossed that threshold of the champion, that's a problem. You had prime Kyrie and a budding Jason Tatum. You couldn't get them two to get along. Look at what Jaylen Brown has become. You couldn't get them to get along. And that's part of coaching. And oh my God, don't let me hear about Danny Ainge being a great GM ever again. Like, is Danny Ainge a good GM? Sure. But what was our first episode? Didn't I say fuck Danny Ainge?
I think you did. Yeah.
Why? Because Danny Ainge hoards draft picks, but he's not hoarding rings.
Well, I think this is the time where we can revisit the Colin Sexton trade, which is probably the biggest recent blemish on his resume. We love the whole, obviously Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, great heist of Brooklyn and whatnot. But he traded away that pick for Kyrie, did he not? And he could have Colin Sexton as well. So it's like, and obviously you do the Kyrie trade over if you had, it looked good in the moment, but in the long run, terrible trade.
But do you actually do that trade in the moment?
I mean, we know too much now. We know too much about Kyrie now, I feel like.
Fair. That's fair. Okay, so the last two, both pro football teams.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Raiders.
So I love, because I had this on my list too, so I'll let you go.
So as someone who's lived in California pretty much since 2015, there are Raiders fans everywhere. Whether it's the Oakland Raiders fans, whether it's the LA Raiders fans. But guess what? Y'all come out in droves, but y'all aren't that good. Like, you had your couple of Gruden years, you know. Bill Callahan took y'all to the Super Bowl, but that was Gruden's team running Gruden's scheme. And Del Rio had one good year there with Derek Carr, but the Raiders, you are like a bottom of the barrel franchise. You haven't won baby in forever. This is not the days of Howie Long and Art Shell anymore. You're just not that team. And it's okay that you were that way back in the day. Like way back in the day. You know, before people like Sean and I were alive. It's okay that you were that, but you're not that anymore. And you don't get to carry yourself like that. Like, if you like Steelers fans, right? They have history and they have recent success in their history, right? So when you're a Steelers fan, you can say, yeah, we got this many titles, because you lived through some of that. But if you're not living through your team's successes, shut the fuck up.
All right, so I'm about to I might go off because this one was ridiculous. Raiders fans, your franchise left and you still buy the merch because of some NWA video from 30 years ago. Raiders fans aren't football fans. They're hip hop or fashion fans. They like them because the uniform and the logo look cool. Chargers fans did it right. When the team left, they're like, all right, the owner left. We're not going to buy this billionaire's merchandise and give him more money, even though he left us high and dry. Most Raiders fans might not even know where their team is at this point, where they're located. I feel like it's more of a fashion statement as opposed to an actual football fan. It's weird that the team left and then left again, and that they're not still in where we were at, Southern California. They're not even Northern California anymore. It's weird that they still have fans. I don't know about you, but if the Falcons or the Eagles left Atlanta or Philly, I wouldn't be fans anymore. You abandoned me. I just don't understand it.
And think about this with the Raiders fans. The reason why they left to Vegas is because they didn't go to the game. You want to go to the bar in your Raiders jersey.
Yeah.
But not actually going to the game and packing out your stadium so your team can stay.
You want to swag out in your black hat, cool, but like that's not football fan to me.
And last, and certainly not least,
okay,
so obvious.
Oh yeah, well,
who it is. Cowboys fans.
How about them?
Great history, great run in the 90s. Nice jerseys. By far, my favorite owner in pro sports. Jerry Jones. Give me a Jerry Jones interview. Give me a Jerry Jones presser. I can watch Jerry Jones clips all day because he's entertaining. He's a showman. He's a salesman. Like he's great at marketing the product, marketing the team. He gets his players paid on and off the field, and he gives them great opportunities after. But Cowboys fans, y'all have been average to below average for most of my life. After Jimmy left, for you modern day Cowboys fans, Jimmy should be who you love because Jimmy is what built what gave you this. I can stick my chest out. Yeah, we won in '95, bro. You were 3. Who gives a shit? You weren't celebrating that shit.
You were 3.
That's like me celebrating the Braves winning the '95 World Series. Yes, we won it, but do I remember it? No.
Nope.
I wasn't even living in Georgia yet.
Yeah, it's weird. I wonder why people picked them as America. Like, was America's team? Was that Tom Landry? Was that because he wore a fedora? Like, I'm just.
I think that was a Tom Landry thing, and then it just stuck. But I thought Americans were winners.
Yeah, it's just a gross. Maybe it's currently America's team because I guess it fits the current America pretty well. But like, it's just such a nauseating fan base. And let me just say, there's a lot of Cowboys fans in Philly, and some of them are knowledgeable. Some of them are. I've met some knowledgeable people that aren't jackasses. But then you meet idiots, and you meet people like Skip Bayless, who just like I feel like just don't let it go. And the fact that like you have to have some self-awareness. Your team hasn't been good. We mentioned a little earlier. Jerry Jones did very, very good off the top. He bought the team. He won immediately. But
hired Jimmy.
What's up?
He hired Jimmy.
Yeah, but even that trade didn't he trade Herschel Walker for like 90,000 picks?
Jimmy.
Right. So but that was immediate. But since then he hired what? Mike McCarthy? Like you can't hire Jimmy again. He's already in the Hall of Fame. I just like he did good in the beginning. And we have to acknowledge that it's been a while since the beginning.
Yeah. So what other do you have on your list?
I had the Raiders and I have 2 others. I would just like to say that Seattle Seahawks fans, I don't know if you have an idea on this one.
Oh, God. 12th man.
I think they're overrated. I think the 12th man thing is a little ridiculous. I think just because you have your own flag, I never heard of the Seahawks fans until Richard Sherman existed, and then all of a sudden, they creep out of the woodwork. I think that people need to acknowledge that they're not great fans. They just have a great engineer who built their stadium. You're not loud fans. Your stadium is just a work of modern science. Have you ever seen the way that stadium is built? It takes the sound from the fans and it goes up to the top of the stadium. And then the way it's built, it shoots it back down to the middle. So the reason the stadium is so loud is because it basically is built to funnel sound at the players. So I think that we should give credit to the stadium builder as opposed to these 12th man fans. They get all this credit for being so damn loud.
They should have done like we did in Atlanta, just pump in more noise.
Yeah, well, that's going to be something after this year. And then I would just say this isn't a shot at a specific fan base. We should just call this the hater hour because that's basically what we're doing right now. I would say acting like Philly fans are the only violent fans. Can we say that that's been ridiculous over the last? Yes, we do ridiculous things. Yes, we've earned a little bit of our moniker, but I feel like a couple of years ago, a Dodger fan stabbed somebody or something like that, and no one talks about it. No one brings it up ever again. And I feel like every time we fight Mike Scott, we get blown up.
The problem is don't y'all have a police precinct in the link?
Well, that was in the vet. That was the old stadium. There was a courtroom in our old football stadium.
And so because y'all had that at the vet, I think that's just why. But I mean, Raiders fans are fucking awful.
Right. Violent. But that's almost like the Tom Brady thing where they kind of twisted it to be cool, right? Or badass, as opposed to we're just lunatics.
And you know what? You want to know who else I can just toss in here?
Yeah, sure.
The Pats fans that turn Tampa Bay fans. You don't get to be that damn successful for 20 years and then say, oh, no, I wasn't a Patriot fan. I was a Brady fan. No way in hell you were a Brady fan because Brady was a nobody when you got it. You were a Patriots fan that ended up liking Tom Brady because of what he did for your team.
Yeah, he's going to go back and live in Southern California when his career is over. I hate to break it to him.
Yeah, he doesn't love Tampa. He doesn't love New England. He actually hates the cold, apparently. But hey, man, it was fun to catch up with you. Got anything else?
No, I mean, I think we got everything out in 2 hours and 15 minutes. That was legit though, man.
Yeah, man, it was so good to do this again. I really enjoyed it. And hey, Sean, thanks so much for coming on, man.
Hey, thank you.
All right, man.
Let's see.